I present to you my blanket collection. I am a lover of blankets. I, over the years, have accumulated a bunch of blankets, and a lot of them have a little backstory. So I was like, that might be a fun, interesting video for me. I'm just gonna give a little tour of all my blankets. First is this blanket. It's one of my faves color-wise. It's just so pretty. The backstory behind this one, nothing super special. My mom gave it to me one Easter. That's the backstory. That's just it. Fucking yard work. Next blanket. It's just a white blanket, kind of plain. It used to be so much softer. All the times I've washed it, it's not as soft, but it's still pretty soft, and that's saying something because it's been through quite the loads of laundry. The backstory behind this one, I had a very childlike bedroom up until I was in 6th grade. A lot of the decorations were still very, very aimed towards little children. I finally redid my room in like 6th grade. This was the blanket that I got to put on like the end of my bed. This one's kind of cool because I got this one when I remodeled my room into the room that I have now. That's that blanket. This blanket. This is actually a blanket from Walt Disney World. Every time I go to Disney World, I always want to take back something as like a little souvenir. For whatever reason, when I went to Disney World this time, I went with the mindset of,
I am bringing back a Disney blanket.
So gosh darn it, that's what I did. Their options were so limited. In all of the stores that I went to, I only had 2 blankets to choose from, and it was this blanket and this blanket, but in pink. I went with this blanket, and the only character it has on it is Mickey Mouse. So that's my Disney blanket. There you go. Next is this blanket. On the 4 corners, it has a little fuzzy ball. Yep, well, it had 4. It's down to 3 now because my cat got a hold of it. I got this blanket for Christmas from one of my friends. Not really much of a backstory. We just had a little Christmas party at my house, and this was the blanket she gave me. That's all to that one. This one, it's a very long blanket. This was given to me by another friend, also for Christmas. My friend had this exact blanket, but in purple. And when I was over at her house one night, we were watching TV, so I looked over at her, and she was wearing her blanket like this. And then she looked over at me and she said,
"Don't you ever wear your blankets like this?"
And I was like, no. And we just laughed really hard at that for some reason. And so then for Christmas, she got me the same blanket so I could wrap myself up in it like she wraps herself up in it. Funny friendship times.
This blanket.
This is one of my favorite blankets, and I haven't even had it that long. I got this as a graduation present. It's a Vera Bradley blanket. It is one of the longest blankets that I own. I don't ever have to worry about it not covering my feet. It's so freaking long. I love it. Next is this little blanket. Unlike the other one, this one never covers my feet. However, it's colorful and soft. Backstory of this. I have this weird thing where I cannot fall asleep unless I have a blanket, at least one. It was the summer after 8th grade. I don't know how I remember that. My family was on a beach trip. Lo and behold, I forgot to pack a blanket. I was in distress.
What am I gonna do?
On the way to dinner, we had to stop at a Dollar General for some reason. I was like, this is the only place we're stopping tonight. Please, for the love of God, please God, let there be a blanket in there. I walk in. What's the first thing I see? Boogie boards. But what's the second thing I see? Blankets. So this is a Dollar General blanket. It was $2. It's held up surprisingly well. That's that one. Next. Okay, this is probably the oldest blanket that I own. I went over to a friend's house and she had this blanket. I just remember making a comment. I was like,
Oh my gosh, I love this blanket. It's really soft.
because at the time it was. She was like,
Oh, you like that blanket? You can have it.
I was like, okay. And I took home the blanket and I've had it ever since. Yeah, next blanket. Oh, now we're like below the basket, so you can't tell what I'm gonna pull out next. It's gonna be a surprise to you. This blanket, I got this last Christmas. I got this from my grandmother. Thanks, Mama. This next blanket. It's still a blanket, in my opinion. I count it as a blanket. This little blanket that closes off at the end into a mermaid tail. Contrary to what you might think about me, I actually did not buy this for myself. A few years ago, we took my cousin and his best friend to the beach with us for the week. When we brought them back, my cousin's friend's mom had us all a little gift, a little happy, she called them. This was my little happy from his mom, and I was very grateful for it. She obviously didn't have to get me anything. It was really sweet of her. Okay, I'm at my last blanket. That means it's almost the end of this probably very boring video. This last blanket is a weighted blanket. I used it once. I went out and bought this one day because I heard that it helps you sleep better. At the time, I was like super struggling with sleeping. It didn't help me sleep at all. It was just really heavy. That's the final blanket. I emptied my blanket bin. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it.